So we're back with Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC car tests, and the last one of the week, which is the much delayed Enus Paragon S. And I do apologise for being a little bit late with this. You can blame this for being brilliant, this for being gorgeous, and my friend for getting this for me a lot earlier, because this was due to be reviewed next week. Anyway, getting back onto this one, we're reviewing the absolutely gorgeous Enus Paragon S, and this is going to be a difficult review for reasons that will become obvious later on. So let's split it into sections and let's start with the looks. And you can't argue with those looks. This is a really good looking car. Every angle, all the customizations are good. You look at this from every angle, it's fabulous. Interior seems okay, but who cares about that, because how this thing looks on the outside is just spectacular. So you've got to give it a tick for the looks, absolutely. So performance wise, how does this thing rate? Well, it's pretty good. It's really good. It has the same sound, or at least a very similar sound, to the other Enus cars in the game, the other powerful Bentleys and Rollers. Let's just have a listen. So yeah, it has a really raspy, raw sound. It's really nice to drive. It feels a little bit heavy, which realistically, in real life, it would, because these are big, heavy cars. The suspension is very forgiving, very controllable. It seems to have more downforce than you would expect, which is nice, which means that on the faster corners it does reasonably well. Through the city, it also does really well because it's quite nimble. Despite the weight, it really is quite nimble. So yeah, everything about the handling is fantastic. It really is. So more good points. So we've looked at the looks, we've looked at the handling. Top speed we'll come to in a second, but now let's have a look at the features of this car. So this is a fully Marnitech car, which means you can have the lock-on jammer and the armour plating. So that makes this also really usable in free roam, because obviously, you know, these, yeah, they're not going to have much luck with you in one of these. So moving on, let's look at value. Well, the base price for this is actually pretty close to what I thought it was going to be. It's a snip over 2 million, which for a car as fast as this, as good looking as this, is really decent value with the current state of GTA Online pricing. Now obviously you're going to have a little bit more on top of that, because your Marnitech upgrades are generally reasonably expensive. They're usually 100 to 200,000 pound a go. So you're going to be into this for 2.5 million by the time you're done, but even at that, that's a pretty good price for what is a really good looking, nice handling, fast car that's usable in free roam. So this is all easy so far, isn't it? You know, did I not say this review was going to be difficult? Well, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because there is one huge problem with the Enus Paragon S, and that problem is this: the Enus Paragon R. So this is the older version of this car. It has a similar sort of profile, but is a much older design. So in terms of the design, whilst the Paragon S is definitely a much better looking car, you'd hardly call this one a Minger, would you? So then performance wise, the Paragon R has the same sound, it has decent acceleration, it doesn't have the top speed, and the actual lap time for the Paragon R was almost a minute slower than this one. So over the full lap, this is slower. But the handling of the Paragon R is just as good, and it's just as much fun to drive. The Paragon R also has machine guns and armour plating. So whilst it doesn't have the full Imani tech, including things like lock-on jammer, it does have the armour plating, which gives you that explosive resistance in free roam. And the machine guns on top of that are actually surprisingly usable. So why is this a problem for the Paragon S? Well, the problem is the Paragon R is free-ish. So if you buy yourself a casino penthouse, and they start from $1.5 million, so you get yourself a casino penthouse, do the Agatha missions, which are relatively challenging in parts, but they're also really good fun. And there are only a handful, I think there are 5 of them in total. So you complete all of the Agatha missions, you will get the Enus Paragon R for free. So, $1.5 million, that gets you one of the best spawn points in GTA Online, because you can spawn in the casino. If you upgrade your apartment, you can have your own makeup bench and jacuzzi. It also gets you a 10-car garage, and it gets you this car free. So in terms of value, the Paragon R has the S beaten hands down. So when it comes to recommendations, that's the way I'm going to go for this. If you are doing well for money, this is absolutely a car that's worth buying. It really is. When you get round to the end, you'll see for a non-HSW car, this thing turns in a very, very respectable lap time. So it's fast, it's good looking, it's good handling, and I would say it's also good value. So if you've got money spare, absolutely go for it. However, if you're new to the game or you're just starting to work your way through, then by buying a casino penthouse, you'll spend less and you'll get more. And everyone likes that, surely. So here's the time the Paragon S managed to do. And here's where it sits on the lap board. So that's it for the week 1, or shall I say the release day cars. I hope you found those useful. I've seen some great comments, so thank you to everyone that's diving in the comments. I have one more non-car related video to get out this week, and then we'll see what they drop with week 2 of the DLC, which should now fall back to next Thursday, the normal GTA update day. So I hope you're finding all these useful. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.